A victory for freedom lovers everywhere. President Trump today signing a right to try bill that allows people diagnosed with life-threatening illnesses to finally try experimental medicines not yet approved by the FDA. Watch.
As I proudly sign this bill, thousands of terminally ill Americans will finally have the help, the hope, and the fighting chance, and I think it's going to be better than chance, that they will be cured.
My next guest is one of the people responsible for that bill and was on site when the president signed it today. Joining me now, Pennsylvania Republican Congressman Brian Fitzpatrick. Welcome back to the show.
Hey, Kennedy, how are you?
I'm great. I mean, it's a bittersweet day, though, because I think of some of the stories of people who have tried in vain to either get their family members or themselves treatment that they knew would work, and they were blocked by the FDA. What do you take away from this signing today?
Well, first, Kennedy, before we even get there, there are thousands of journalists in this country. There's only one in the nation that is focused on this issue, and it's you. So I really want to just express to all your viewers my heartfelt thanks to you, Kennedy. You have been more instrumental than you realize in getting this done. This is something that's been tried by multiple Congresses going back decades. 40 states out of 50 states have passed this on the state level. It's been blocked year in and year out on the federal level. We got it through. Thank you so much, Kennedy, for what you've done. And it was a tremendous day today. All bills are challenging to get done, but when you talk about the consequences when you're dealing with a terminally ill population who, by the language of this bill, Kennedy, which is unbelievable how anybody could oppose this, really. We have liability protections in place. We have informed consent provisions in place. The terminally ill patient population is limited, and these are drugs that are past phase 1 approval of the FDA approval process, just not fully the way through. For crying out loud, give them the choice. They're at death's doorstep. Give them the choice of trying these experimental drugs that may save their life in the best case. In the worst case, it gives their family members the comfort of mind, the peace of mind knowing that they left no stone unturned.
Absolutely. And it also gives them their dignity because, the president has talked about forgotten men and women in this country, and oftentimes we think about that in economic terms. But when you apply it to a medical canvas, you realize that when someone is diagnosed with a terminal illness, oftentimes for them and for their family members, it feels like doctors and caregivers have given up, and that's not the case. And I don't understand. You talk about people who have stood in the way of this legislation, and when the president talked about it in his State of the Union address, that was when you and I spoke about it, and the fact that it is materialized into signed legislation. But who stands in the way of this? Is it drug companies? Is it insurance companies? And what do they have to lose by not allowing people to take one last best shot?
That's a good question, Kennedy. I think it's probably all the above, and the motives behind it, you'll have to ask the detractors from this bill. I, for the life of me, can't understand it. I was on the House floor during the debate before the vote in the House, and this came up, as you know, multiple times in the House before we actually got it through. And you're just left scratching your head at some of the detractors saying that we're offering false hope. There's no such thing as false hope. There's hope for people that are terminally ill, who have nothing to lose, who have exhausted all other remedies. And this is a matter of freedom of choice, really. Who's to decide, and who is the government to tell patients and their families in this kind of predicament that they know better, that a drug is not safe when they're dealing with a terminal illness? It makes absolutely no sense.
You know what? As Obamacare has imploded, we hear a lot of negative stories about medicine, and this is one of the bright spots because you think about some of the treatments that could be accelerated and the lives that could be saved because of this experimentation. It might be risky, but you know what? Some of these just might work, and some things that were unthinkable 5 years ago are routinely applied, especially to children. So I'm very hopeful for the future in that regard because of this legislation. So thanks again, Congressman.
Thank you, Kennedy. Thanks for all your work. We really do appreciate it. And all the terminally ill patients in this country do appreciate you.